is Kakali Bhattacharyya, and today we are going to have some insight into a very important factor in our life, and that is confidence. I know you must be thinking that what is she going to tell us about confidence? We all know what confidence is. But yes, the problem is not knowing about confidence. The problem is that when we lack confidence, we really struggle. When we lack confidence, we feel dejected, we feel unhappy, and we feel very unsure of ourselves because we don't know how to deal with this factor which is known as confidence. Actually, if you want to, according to me, if you want to really go into the depth of confidence, you'll have to know the reasons why people lack confidence. Now, confidence lacking is something that is not particularly it's not something that actually happens to one individual. It's not something that happens to you. It has nothing to do with any particular individual, but it happens to every and any human being on this earth. Everybody, even the successful people, if you look at them, they were at some point of their life, at some point, at some stage of their life, they also lacked in confidence. So it is very important that if we want to deal with it, we have to understand what actually has caused the lack of it. Now, a very basic reason why we all lack confidence is because maybe we lack in the knowledge of a particular subject, knowledge about a particular area, or it can be also because we lack certain skills. For example, if you ask me, I'm not very technology savvy, and thanks to my friend who is actually helping me with all this, this video blogging and all that. So there are people who are not very comfortable in particular areas in life, yet they have to deal with them. So my effort today will be to try and find out what actually can help us overcome our lack of confidence. Another very important factor which very often causes the lack of confidence is, maybe we have had some bad experience earlier regarding a certain aspect. If we have had a bad experience, we can lack confidence, because whatever is imprinted first on your mind, that has a greater effect on your soul. So some point of time when I may have been dealing with a particular subject, and I was not very comfortable then with that subject, then of course it can happen that I feel I'm not going to do well in that subject, and in the exam we tend to be a little unsure about writing our answers. So bad experience has a lasting impact on your mind. So if you have had a bad experience with anything, it can cause lack of confidence. More important is, sometimes you may have had bad experience, but finally you have been able to come out of that. So if that happens, you are lucky. You have an experience where you have struggled, you have fought the situation and yet have come out of it. So that can actually boost up your morale. So in that case, you are lucky enough that you have come out of it, and maybe it's not going to affect you so much. But if there has been a case where you have totally failed at a first go, then it can affect you. Definitely it happens with us because we are all human beings, and we really, really fear one thing in life, and that is failure. Failure to perform, failure to work, failure to carry out relationships, failure to satisfy our superiors at work, failure to do anything, even things like mountaineering, even things like swimming, even things like singing. So there are innumerable number of things which you can fail at. So therefore, when you have these issues, it can affect your confidence. And finally, one very last thing that actually affects us is criticism. We hate criticism, isn't it? We like being praised. Somebody praising us, our ego is satisfied. So we love that. But when we are criticized, oftentimes we don't take it very lovingly, or rather we don't welcome it. So when we are criticized, that can affect our self-esteem, which can also affect in turn, which can also affect our confidence level. So if you have lack of confidence, try and figure out what is the reason behind your lack of confidence. In which of these categories that I have just mentioned your lack of confidence lies. And then it might be easier for you to actually combat this lack of confidence and to boost up your morale. The very first thing I would suggest when you are lacking in confidence and struggling hard, the very first thing needed to be done is stopping to compare yourself with others. He may have 5 houses, I don't have. Fine. He may be a good singer, I'm not. Fine. He may be a good sportsman, I'm not. Absolutely okay. There is no scope for us to actually compare each one of us with others. I do understand that sometimes competition is good and competition is useful, but not to the extent that it can affect our confidence level. In fact, if you see, every individual excels in one or two things, this or that. So if you are lacking in some, hey, be happy, because if you are lacking in this, you are actually going to excel in something else which this person is not going to be able to do. So therefore, if you are lacking in something, be happy, just simply be happy and chill out. You are actually going to do well in something else. What you need to do is just find out what is that. So my first point is, don't compare yourself with others. Secondly, whatever you do in life, do it with conviction and faith. If you are having great faith about what you are doing, no matter what the world says, no matter what your surrounding says, no matter what your colleagues or your friends or your neighbors say, but if you are confident about it, if you have faith in yourself, you will absolutely just win over everybody. So therefore, try and do something which you believe you are good at, which you have faith you are good at, and instead of trying to follow some others in what they are doing, it's easier to do what you yourself is good at and you believe that you are good at. Anything you have passion for, believe me, you are going to excel in it. Even though we say we should not do anything with emotion or passion, I do agree with that half-heartedly. Emotion does restrict us from excelling sometimes, but even at certain times, emotion is also important. But more important is, doing something with passion and with honesty. This actually pays us. you'll be able to see the result, when it comes out. Whatever you are passionate at, it is going to actually bring you good result. Why don't you see Mr. Shah Rukh Khan? I mean, I'm sure all of you have been going to the cinema theaters, and you must have watched Pathan. And post COVID, I think this is the greatest success that Bollywood has seen. And look at Mr. Shah Rukh Khan. He does his work with so much conviction, so much passion, so much honesty. So he has excelled, and his work has excelled. So what point I'm trying to make is that conviction and passion is going to really get you through, will help you to sail through. Important also is, don't keep expectations. If you expect that my result will be this, it will never be. So you are not to expect, you are not to think about the result, but you are about to do your work passionately, honestly. Even if, sometimes you are low in your confidence and you really are struggling with it, and you are not being able to come out, and it's kind of hammering you inside, and it's bothering you inside, I would say just practice. Practice makes man perfect. That's what the saying goes. And sometimes, only practice can sail you through. I think, I'll share something. I was not very good at maths when I was a student, but I think whatever I did, particularly in the subject, is because of the practice that I have done. And this just reminds me of something that Sonia Sotomayor has said. She is an American judge in the Supreme Court of USA, and she says a surplus of effort could overcome a deficit of confidence. And I so agree with her. Enough of practice, innumerable times of practice can sail you through and help you reach your goal. So I think I have talked about, I have tried to actually categorize the reasons behind lack of confidence, and then I have tried to also tell you about how you can deal with them. But I would like to end this talk by reminding you of two people, because both of them are from the world of computer. They are the stalwarts today standing in the field. And yes, I'm talking about Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. Look at them. One of them is Harvard dropped out, and the other one is from Reed's College. Both of them dropped out from their respective university or college, but look at them now. They're ruling the world of computers today. So the only thing that actually has helped them sail through is to handle their lack of confidence and deal with it, struggle with it, and today they are just names. We are trying to imbibe their principles, their ideals in life. So yes, I think with that I'll end up. And any comments, anything you would want to communicate to me, I would invite you to write on my comment box. And please do not forget to subscribe and put a like button. Thank you.